Good Saturday morning, lovelies. I'm coming to you today to bring you a video about relationship choices. So, yes, this is talking about personal relationships that you have in reference to a man and a woman. So what I've come to realize, and this is just being majoring in the field of psychology, it's a lot of things that are brought to the forefront in the process of learning. So now you have things that you've experienced and you can put a name to it to relate it back to something. So basically that's like the cognitive psychology. So what I've learned is that in relationship choices, it's really important to be careful who, if you're a mother, who you bring your children around, who you have children with. And if you're not a mother, just relationships in general. I want you to take time and reflect back on your childhood and what you guys experienced in relation to relationships in your childhood. And then I want you to think about some things that you were neglected from in your childhood. And if you actually sit down and think about every relationship that you've been in, part of what you look for in your partner is what you saw and experienced as a child or a teenager. And the other part is what you lacked that you never got as a child or a teenager. And then when you look at that, you'll have a better understanding of what you need or why you always end up in toxic relationships. Sometimes, I was just actually having a conversation with a friend a while ago about the type of men that women attract. And we were talking about basically narcissistic men. And what we come to the realization and understand is that, a lot of women that attract a lot of narcissistic men are because they're empaths, meaning they always have an understanding of a specific need or why something is neglected. They're very understanding and they prey on that. And a lot of narcissistic people, whether it's men or women, it really doesn't matter because you have some narcissistic women out here too. So the narcissist thing that they do repeatedly is they never take accountability for their actions. That's the number one thing. The number two thing is they'll always try to paint you out to be the bad person to make themselves either look good or be the victim. Go back. This is so important, especially if you're trying to connect with people on a different level. Go back and look at every last one of your relationships. I don't care if it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever, and reflect back on your childhood and you will find that the things correlate, which is why it's so important how we bring these kids up today. I don't want my kids to experience the things that I have. However, I know they have to go through experiences. But if some things can be avoided just based off of how I communicate with them, teaching them effective communication, teaching them about healthy relationships and how to create that, and letting them know that everybody is, even though you're trying to create a healthy environment, everybody is not going to be susceptible to that. And this is how you deal with them. Teaching them how to deal with them. Teaching them that they're greater and they're better than what people try to instill in them that's negative. Explain to them why they're better. And this is the thing that we have to start doing now. And this is the one thing that will begin to break generational curses that consistently happen in families. Because we look at it as, I'm gonna raise my kids how I was raised. And then you're dealing with loads and loads of trauma. You really want to raise your kids how you were raised? I think you want to probably second guess how you were raised and figure out a solution so you can raise your kids to be better. And I really believe that's the situation that we're dealing with now in life today, with today's society and generation. So I'm giving you something to think about. And if you've realized this after thinking about it, I want you to come back to my video and please comment below. I want to create the community where we begin to change. What we're used to is not the norm. I want to be able to create healthy relationships as being the norm for the Black African American families. Families in general, to be honest. Because everybody needs help. Everybody don't know it all. Heck, I don't even know it all. But I know this is a conversation that we have been pushing back and we need to bring to the forefront. We need to start creating more healthier families. We need to start creating more healthier relationships, whether it's with our children, with our significant other, with our brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, whatever it is. God put us in each other's life for a reason. We have to start doing better. Otherwise, we're going to see the same thing play out, if not worse. We can't raise our kids how we were raised. One thing I am big on, though, is my parents and my grandparents did not play when it came down to respect. And that's a big thing for me. Now, that is the one thing that I will teach my kids that I was taught growing up is about respect and respecting adult conversations and not butting in or even chiming in when adults are having a conversation. That's one thing I am totally big on when it comes down to how I was raised. So again, this is my morning motivation to motivate you to create these healthy relationships. Please overlook it, come back and comment what you found. Let me know. I need to know these things. Let me know what you found. Because my thing right now is to help you, to help each other out. We have to help each other out. And these are the things that God is instilling down in me to give you, which is why I do this. It's very important. It's important for your livelihood and your sanity, as well as yours, your kids, and your significant other. And sometimes, too, we have to be open. We were not raised in the same household as a significant other. Please understand, in the process of dating, that's the whole process of dating. I truly believe in dating first, because it helps you to get to know a person. It's almost like an interview process. You guys were not raised in the same household, so the values are or could possibly be different. Now, in some instances, the values may be the same. But also be open to being different. You have to be open to how other people were raised. Because what they may think is right is probably what you don't think is right. But understand, get to the bottom of it. Why? And if you listen to why they may think is right, something may click off up here and say, you know what? You're absolutely right. And it starts to change your way of thinking a little bit. It'll open your eyes up to something that you never knew that's good. You got to be open to accepting people for their differences, even if they're not like yours. I don't want everybody to be like me. It's only one me. It's going to always only be one me. But I can't shut people out because they're not like me. Sometimes some people need an extra push. Sometimes the things that they tell you why they feel they're right is not right. But that's when you make the decision. Do I want to continue to date this person, or do I want to go elsewhere? You have to date with an open mind. And dating does not mean bring your kids around a person while you're in the process of dating. No. Because you don't know if that person going to last. And then you done had these kids around them, and it's like a revolving door. And as they grow up, that affects them. It affects them heavily. Don't think it won't. It does. It does. Stop bringing your kids around everybody, especially those that ain't worthy of meeting my kids. I got some awesome kids. Every last one of them, all 5 of them, are awesome. Some people don't deserve to get to know them. You don't deserve to get to know my kids if you ain't for me. Not on that level. Because believe me, if you going to get to meet my kids, you got to be one awesome person for me. And you got to be awesome for them. So take this morning motivation to heart, lovelies. Please, please follow me on Facebook at Elisha but Heaven Sent. You can follow me on Instagram, Elisha but _Heaven Sent. Or you can follow me on TikTok as Wisdom Giver 7. Brooks' mom. All right, you guys have a lovely Saturday. I'm about to go to some more homecoming festivities for my 7-year-old. This is their homecoming weekend. They made it to the finals. They have one game tomorrow and the game next week before they hit the championship. So please root on the Calumet City Chargers. This is our homecoming week. I can't wait to go and celebrate with him. He is so ecstatic. He is so happy. And I hope you guys enjoy your Saturday. Again, don't forget, after you reflect, come back. Share these videos, guys. Share my video on TikTok. Share my video on Instagram. Share my video on Facebook. Matter of fact, you can actually follow me at Elisha Bingham on YouTube, okay? Follow, share, and I will be looking forward to your answers when I check my video later. I'll be looking forward to you guys' answers just to kind of see what's really going on in our community, okay? I love you guys and have a wonderful Saturday.